I'm sorry, maybe it's just me, but I feel like I have a voice. I have my own thoughts, my own fears, my own concerns, and I don't believe in those who say they speak on my behalf. I don't believe in those that say they represent me. They represent us. They represent our fears, our concerns, that they fight for us. You know what? I could fight for myself. And I think that all the people out there have a right to take a stand on their own and not have to rely on others to do the fighting for them. We have a voice, and I refuse to accept silence as an acceptable solution. Does that make me wrong? Does that make me unpopular? Well, I'll tell you this, I really don't care. Do you really think I do this to be popular? Do you really think I do this to get a reaction? Do you really think that I do this because I want to be loved by everybody because I'm getting something out of this? No, I do this because I feel better saying and speaking my mind, saying what's in my heart, saying what's in my soul, putting out my own thoughts. This is not left versus right, right's better than left, left's better than right. This is common sense. And if that makes me unpopular, I'll tell you this, I really don't care, because I am not about being politically correct. And if you are about being politically correct, then maybe this isn't a podcast for you. This isn't the radio show for you. This isn't where you belong. But if you're somebody with common sense and sees through the lies and the smoke screens and the diversions and feels like they want to be heard and be a part of something more, then this is where you belong. This is where you are welcome with open arms to be a part of it. Yes, people, this is where I say things that need to be said without fear, without concern, and I don't care how others view them. I don't care how the critics feel or think or dissect my words. I'm speaking my mind because I'm an American citizen, and I have the right to free speech, and I'm going to utilize that right, and I'm going to execute that right as loud as I possibly can and as many times as I possibly can, because I'm a citizen of the greatest country in the world, and I believe that all of you have been lied to, misrepresented, and screwed over just like I have. So ladies and gentlemen, this is for you, this is for me, and this is for those out there that care about reclaiming the sovereignty of this great nation. This is for all of you who are ready to do more than just sit idly by and accept what we're force-fed, accept the lies, accept what we're told to be the norm. No. We will decide what's right for us. We will decide what's best for us. We will decide because we are the people and we have a voice. That's just my opinion. This is Voice of the People USA Radio. I am Daniel Smariglio, the president and founder of Voice of the People USA and Voice of the People USA Radio. This is my little daily podcast. These are my thoughts, these are my rants, and I assure you, they're not for the faint of heart. I will be explicit, I will be blunt, but that's just how I am. That's just how I roll, and that's what I do. With that, time to cut the crap and get to the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Voice of the People USA, Voice of the People USA Radio, and we are coming to you live on Spreaker. Time to cue the intro because I love it, it inspires me, and I hope it inspires you. Here we go.
first place, we should insist that if the immigrant who comes here in good faith becomes an American and assimilates himself to us, he shall be treated on exact equality with everyone else. For it is an outrage to discriminate against any such man because of creed, or birthplace, or origin. But this is predicated upon the person's becoming in every facet an American, and nothing but an American. There can be no divided allegiance here. Any man who says he is an American, but is something else also, isn't an American at all. We have room for but one flag, the American flag. We have room for but one language here, and that is the English language. And we have room for but one sole loyalty, and that is a loyalty to the American people. Theodore Roosevelt, on Immigration, 1907.
Perhaps something could be learned from 1907. Perhaps something could be learned from Theodore Roosevelt's speech on immigration. Perhaps this president should go back and read those words, listen to those words, and learn a thing or two about what it is to migrate and assimilate to being an American citizen, to being an American and nothing else. No other allegiance to any other country, speaking one language, saluting one flag, pledging allegiance to one flag. One country, one language, one flag, one loyalty. Nothing else is acceptable. Get it? This is Dan Smeriglio coming to you live. For those who send me messages during the intro, I'm not actually doing that live. For those who don't know, that is nothing more than a pre-recorded intro that I did, and it is long, and it is abrasive, and it is hard to handle, and that's what I do. Yes, this is Dan Spriglio, Voice of the People USA Radio, and Voice of the People USA and America Rising, coming to you live, late night, as I always do. I was away for a while. I do apologize. Needless to say, personal life always finds a way to just compound you at the same time. Everything come down at the same time. And, sometimes you just need to clear your head a little bit, And that's pretty much where I've been at. But I've been paying attention. I've been paying attention to what's going on, what's happening in our country, to what is being done to our country, the destruction of our freedom, of our sovereignty, of everything that we hold true, of everything that we hold sacred, or everything that is anything to us. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, our country is under attack from within. Yes, we are being torn apart just a little bit more each and every single day. And that's why, in preparation, if you will, of what's forthcoming, of the rallies and the protests and the things of that nature, I felt it was time to start with just my 20 thoughts to save America, and this will be 1 through 10. And of course, everything I do is drawn out. Everything I do is long-winded, because that is what I do. And I gotta say to everybody, of course, that has listened to these podcasts, that have newly subscribed and followed us on Spreaker and liked the page on Facebook, Voice of the People USA Radio, put it in the search bar, hit the like button. Thank you all. To all the emails, thank you. If I don't get back to you all the time, I apologize, but I am appreciative and I am grateful for your kind words, for your thoughts, for your questions, anything and everything. And I'm also very much grateful that all of you give me the time of day. And there's always some out there that question why I do what I do, especially with, other things going on and everything else. And you know what? I believe that this is worth it, and I believe that some things are worth sacrificing, and I believe that I'm able to find clarity, if you will, to find that peace of mind by doing what I know and what I feel is right, as I try to make room in my own mind and my own soul for everything else. and tackle everything that goes on at the same time. It seems how everything all just kind of trickles down and happens at once. I find this is my release. This is what I'm most passionate about, and this is what matters to me. And the people that I love and hold sacred in my life, they put up a lot with dealing with me and having me as a part of their life, because I can be hard to handle, because I don't exactly like to go and whine and complain and bitch and moan, if you will, about all the wonderful little things going on. No, I am a type that I deal with it, I persevere, I move forward, and I find my own closure. I find my own way, and then I do what matters most to me, and that's standing up for something more than myself, something bigger than me, something that is worth fighting for. And I've been fighting for this my entire life, and that is the love I have for this country, for our freedoms, for our rights, and for everything and anything that matters to me. And if people can't accept that and people can't understand that, then I kindly ask you to get the hell away from me, because all you're doing is standing in my way. I will not disinclude anybody from my life. I will not outcast anybody. But at the same time, this, as I've told all of you, the strangers and the longtime friends, this is my therapy. This is the way that I make myself feel better. Because this isn't about self-promotion. This is about selfless action. This is about putting yourself out there and saying, to hell with everything else going on. To hell with the troubles and turmoils of the day, if you will. It's about standing up and fighting and speaking out for something that is bigger than that. Bigger than your own hell. Bigger than your own troubles. Bigger than your everyday bullshit. Because I have dedicated my life to standing up and fighting for this which I love. And I'm not going to stop anytime soon. So basically, this is a part of me. This is who I am. This is what I am. I am a nobody. I am a nothing. I'm a regular everyday person with regular everyday problems, just like all of you. And I decide to take to the mic and speak. I decide to organize rallies and act. I decide to get confrontational with our protests and get in the face of those who try and sometimes, sadly, are successful with hampering our freedoms. I will cause them disruption, and I will make it so that we are heard, because this matters more to me. This is bigger than anything else, and I'll be damned if I'm going to stop for any one person or any one thing. So, again, I'm not a popular person, and people do have a hard time relating to this and understanding this. And you know what? If you've never done it, if you've never been a part of something bigger than yourself, then you'll never get it. And that's the best advice I could possibly give to anybody who wonders why or doesn't understand my motivation for doing what I do. Otherwise, again, I don't have a mute button. Well, I do. I just don't know how to use it that quickly. So you'll hear me clear my throat. But again, these things, these podcasts, and every single aspect of everything that I've ever done and will continue to do in the future is all vital and of the utmost importance to me, because all of you are being silenced, and all of you deserve to be heard, and your angers and your frustrations and your fears and your concerns deserve to be broadcast just as far and just as wide as the bullshit being force-fed to us every single day in the media, from our government, etc. So therefore, I will continuously provide a platform for all of you to be heard. And yes, I know, this is a podcast where only I can talk to a screen. I get it. For the geniuses that like to point that out. Yes, the radio show is coming back, so you could all call up and be a part of it. Yes, we are launching a network, so you too can have a show if you want and speak out and reach out to people. And yes, we are going back to the rallies and going back to the protest. You know, I would like to put timetables on things, but you know what? I realize that it's hard to narrow things down and say on this day, at this time. It kind of just happens when it happens. Something that I've learned from organizing rallies and going out there, hell, I've said 6 days out from a date I just throw out there, we're going to have a rally on this day at this time. And you know what? Some people don't appreciate that, but damned if we don't have a rally on that day at that time, no matter how it's received or not. Because things happen when they're meant to happen. But sometimes you have to force the hand of fate, so to speak. And that is what I'm attempting to do and others are attempting to do. And I promise you all, very soon, very, very soon, all these things are coming to fruition. You'll understand everything. My grandiose plan. So rest assured, bigger and better things are forthcoming. And you will have the opportunity to be heard unlike never before. You will have the opportunity to be a part of something bigger than you've ever seen. You will have the chance to join with your fellow Americans that have been screwed over, just like you and I. You will have a chance to be out there and be a part of something. It's up to you to attend. It's up to you to be a part of it. So, with that, I am now going to play one more song, one break, and after that, we're going to launch numbers 1 through 10 of my thoughts and my points that I think would reshape and save this country. Now again, my thoughts are rather explicit. My thoughts are rather blunt, are not always politically correct, but they're my own. And whether you agree to it or not, great. Will it sound redundant to some? Yes. Will it sound new to some? Yes. But I'm saying it because I feel as if it needs to be said, and I'm going to continue to do it. So, with that, we're going to take a quick 2-minute break. And after that, we go into the points. So, I do hope for any of you out there that are actually listening live that you stay with me. Anybody that will listen to this in the near future, obviously recorded, I thank you for bearing with me. And after the song, we go into it. So, that's all I have to say. And I'll be back in 2 minutes' time. Thank you. Please join us. And as always, remember, hit the little green chat box. If you happen to be on live now and want to say hi, give a shout out. Say hello. Let me know you're there. Or you don't have to. Either way, that's your prerogative. But if you're there and bored, say hi. This is Dan Smeriglio, Voice of the People USA Radio, and I'll be right back in 2 minutes' time, and we're going to get rolling. Thank you.
I just can't understand. Maybe I wasn't really listening, and you see I don't speak for the sake of speaking. I speak from the heart. My words reveal me. That's why I have nothing to say to you. It's amusing you consider yourself some great reward. Oh, so beautiful, so precious, astounding. If I cause you distress in your life, it's because I've deemed yours worthless. I think...
This is me, and I am back again. This is Dan Smerglio, live, Voice of the People USA Radio, live on Spreaker, and it is late night, and I am doing what I do. Everybody, once again, please feel free, hit the chat box, say hello, and also, shout out to Aaron in the chat. Yeah. Other people can see, but you're doing all right. Don't worry. And anybody else listening live, thank you. Please go on Facebook, Voice of the People USA Radio fan page. Hit the like button. Join in the conversation. Follow us on Spreaker. And now, here we go. These are simply my thoughts. These are simply my statements, if you will. And you may not agree. You may agree. Fantastic. But nevertheless, this is what I think. So, I do have these written down, which I don't usually do, and I'm capable of reciting them from, my heart. But regardless, I'm going to read what I actually have written. All right? So number 1 of my 20 thoughts to save America, or whatever you want to call it, I don't know. But this is important to me, and obviously if you heard the intro past the intro as to the 1907 speech on immigration by President Roosevelt, then it should be no surprise, especially now, that I start off with number 1. Every illegal alien criminal scumbag should be arrested and deported, along with their blood-sucking, money-sucking family members, and sent the hell back to their country of origin. Is that frank enough for you? Yes. Every illegal and their anchor babies. We had a story tonight in the news, coming from San Diego about another good illegal that deserves amnesty, so say Obama, that, got a little pissed off and slit the throat of his girlfriend and killed their parents. I know that it must have just been a bad day. So obviously an already criminal, was pushed to do. It must be from working in the fields too much, or, or doing those horrible jobs that Americans won't do. You know what I mean? But ladies and gentlemen, let me just be very, very, very blatant with this. They're criminals upon arrival. Therefore, they do not come here with the best intentions. They come here to use and manipulate all of us, use and manipulate our resources, our system, and they bleed our country dry. Not only are they criminal invaders, they are rapists because they're raping the very system that you and I work to pay into. They are taking benefits away from those who deserve them. They are taking housing away from those who live on the streets. Some of which, a lot of which, sadly, are our veterans, our heroes. Yes, they come, they take our jobs, they take our money, they take our benefits, they abuse and manipulate our language, they abuse and infiltrate our schools, our textbooks. Everything and anything has to cater to a different language. One country, one language, one flag. Get rid of every damn illegal, and every single person who hires them, again, should be arrested. Every single person that gives them a house to live in should be arrested. That is where I'm coming from. I don't know how much clearer I could be. So, we're going to touch on illegals again very shortly into my top 10 countdown. But I just had to throw that out there because it's how I feel. It's what I believe. And I don't know. Agree or not, those are my thoughts. Number 2 of my top 10, or my 1 through 10, it's not really a top 10, because damn it, I like all 20 of them. Our troops should be brought home and deployed along our northern and southern borders and treat every person trespassing, aka committing an incursion on our borders, as an enemy combatant and dealt with accordingly. Yes, as I said, you will see immigration, and I did this on purpose. You will see immigration mentioned again, almost redundantly, as always, many times in my 1 through 10, because look at the current state of our nation. Okay? Look what's going down. Amnesty, everybody? So, bring our troops home. That falls in line with my own personal beliefs that, you know what? I say, put America first and screw the rest of the damn world. Is that wrong? I say, you want to see enlistment numbers rise like never before? Have our troops be home. Have our troops be protecting our borders, be protecting our soil. Imagine that. Imagine that. Treating everybody crossing our border illegally as an enemy combatant, because what they're doing is committing an incursion on our borders. That, in many ways, can be interpreted as an act of war. Now, granted, 1 to 10 to 20 to 50 to 100 illegals crossing our borders or coming up on our waterways or, our shores, what have you. Obviously they're not here to, open fire on regular citizens yet. They wait until they get in, probably about a week or two. They start committing crimes other than the one they committed already upon arrival. But I say deal with it accordingly. I say America should adopt the immigration laws that other countries have. Maybe America should adopt the laws that China has. Or maybe Iran. Go figure, huh? Or better yet, maybe America should adopt Mexico's immigration laws. Go ahead. Try to be an illegal and sneak across the border into Mexico. See how you're treated. Where's your due diligence, huh? I assure you, you're not going to find a sympathetic ear, a sympathetic person to fight for you. Because, believe it or not, they treat trespassers as criminal trespassers. Go figure. But then again, if we were to actually enforce the already existent immigration laws in our Constitution, our country would be in a much, much better place. Number 3, again, definitely falling into the immigration topic, every business that hires illegals deserves to be raided. Illegals should be rounded up and deported, and the business owners charged with committing an open act of treason by knowingly hiring a criminal trespasser over a legal U.S. citizen, as well as, and this is important, aiding and abetting federal fugitives from the law. I say, set an example. Do this once and enjoy the shockwaves that would then ensue. Yes, we could try to create our own little special immigration laws like the city of Hazleton did, and obviously the courts and everybody else will, horsescrew that, turn that around, and nothing will come of it. But imagine if we actually adopted a law like this. Imagine if we actually enacted this. Imagine if we actually had 287G. 287G from the Constitution. If local municipalities would actually apply for it under Article 14 of the Constitution, if they applied for 287G, all law enforcement will be treated as and trained as deputized ICE agents and able to shut down businesses that hire illegals, landlords that rent to, and actually hold until ICE deports illegal aliens. You know who can't sue you for that one? We'll touch on that shortly. But my own personal opinion. You could say you're going to fine businesses all damn day, all right? They hire an illegal, we're going to find you. We're going to fine you. They have liability insurance, okay? They find a way around it. Do this. If it's known, raid, deport, and arrest and charge. seize that property for a real business owner that wants to come in and actually give American jobs to American workers. Imagine that. Novel concept. Put country first. You're welcome, John McCain. Now, I'm going to go into number 4. Number 4. Since the ACLU, the American Civil Liberties Union, would be first in line to sue any one state that enacts the above-mentioned plan, of course, we would need a president with enough balls, of course, but anyway, announced that all public funding, meaning our tax dollars that are given to and allotted to the ACLU, will no longer be provided, therefore cutting the head off an evil America-hating beast that is 9 times out of 10 funded by the very people that they go after. Imagine how far the ACLU would push if they had to actually, get this, if they actually had to shell out their own money. Go figure. Did everybody know that the ACLU is funded by we the people and our tax dollars? How ironic, isn't it? How frickin' ironic is that? The ACLU needs to be, in my opinion, abolished. They may have done good in the past, but it's been a long, long time since that's happened. And as far as I'm concerned, they get involved in affairs of the state, in affairs of the federal government, in affairs of the municipality, of the township, of the city. They have no right, no legal bearing, because of enforcing the laws are so damn harsh and so damn cruel and violate the civil liberties. Then tell me what the hell the ACLU does. Do they not violate civil liberties as well? Do they not violate the very Constitution of these United States? I say we the people should have a vote and decide if we want our money to go to the ACLU. Because I would say that 98% of America would say, to hell with them. Imagine that, huh? Number 5. Again, I told you, a lot of immigration. And this one is very quick. And this one plays to what I said in the beginning, what you heard in the beginning. One country, one America, one flag, one language, English, as said best in 1907. You will assimilate to the American way of life, not the other way around. Seriously? What more can be said about that? You come here because you want to be an American, so you proclaim. But at the same time, you portray yourself as somebody who wants to escape such harsh treatment, such despicable means of living, third world living, if you will. Yet you come here and you want to desecrate our flag, our language, our very way of life as Americans. Now tell me why the millions upon millions and upon millions of legal immigrants that came to this country and built America into what it is today, and the millions of legal immigrants that come every year, they're proud to be American citizens. They're proud to be called an American first and foremost. They're proud when they take their oath of citizenship. They're proud that they are citizens of the single greatest country in the world. So when I hear an illegal from any country say that they want to put their flag out, that they want English as a second language because their native speak should be first and we should cater to them, I say you should go straight to hell, because I have zero sympathy for you. I have zero sympathy for your argument. And tell me who had sympathy for my ancestors, for your ancestors, for anybody else, or even for the millions that come here legally. Who gave them a free ride and said, it's okay if you don't know the language, we'll let you in anyway? It doesn't happen, you see. So it's always the criminals that want special treatment allotted to them. You do not deserve to be rewarded because you broke the law to get here and you hide well. Although, as I've said before, most don't hide. When we have liberal scumbag newspapers printing stories, of course, under the condition of anonymity, sorry, I could speak, telling the stories about the poor, illegal family that they're interviewing and how hard it is for them. Guess what? My opinion, I feel, now we have the whole freedom of press and all other crap, but you know what? All they're doing is basically they're concealing the identity of a criminal, and two, as per the story, it's the same typical Cry Me a River Academy Award-winning performance. Feel so bad for me. I get everything for free and pay no taxes, but oh, we have it so hard. Go to hell. I live in this area. I've seen what has become of Hazleton and surrounding towns. Okay? You're not having a hard life. You're being catered and pandered to every second of every day. Every day, we can count on some half-double being converted into an illegal business and being switched into some type of grocery store, chop shop, we know they exist, or take your pick. All right? You come here illegally, hey, we'll give you a business, we'll give you money, we'll give you anything you want. Hell, why not, right? Because that's deserved and warranted. They really, really deserve that. Moving on. All right, where was I? Number 6. Number 6. This one has gotten me heat by some. And again, I don't care. So, your counterpoints and everything else, really, yeah, pawn shops. When people try to tell me that my points are invalid or I'm being too cold or harsh or whatever you want to call it, I don't know how many ways I could possibly say. Maybe I should say it in different languages. Maybe then I'll get a better result. But nevertheless, I value people's opinion that I care about that actually show up to the events and listen to this show and fight like hell to get their thoughts and their fears out there and fight for something that they believe in. But if you have a disagreement with me and my points, one, you are listening to Dan's Daily Thoughts and Rants, so it's kind of in the title. I'm just saying. These are the thoughts of one person, okay? When I have the radio show, I welcome, and we've had in the past, people call up with different opinions. And we have intellectual debate. Yes! I welcome that because I'll gladly have a conversation. I'm not going to yell at you and make you feel stupid. You're entitled to your beliefs just like I am mine. Okay? I get that. But when you start off your disagreement with, you're a stupid racist bastard, sorry if I don't take you very seriously. And I am sorry if calling out certain truths and saying things that need to be said in your mind makes me a racist. And first off, you should also learn the true definition. But we've touched on that, and we will touch on that again in the future. But nevertheless, these are my thoughts. So, number 6. Launch a federal investigation into Social Security and all their state-funded programs that provide money for and food stamps for illegals, drug addicts, lazy people, and people who choose to bleed and rape our system. Therefore, they are all stealing from you and I. Imagine, people, imagine if the Inspector General's office for each state actually did such a thing. Imagine that. Talk about saving some money, huh? We have people with true disabilities and veterans, etc., that get denied every minute of every day, while at the same time a non-English speaking illegal parasite is getting approved. A person who chooses not to work is approved, and the list goes on and on. You get my point. I'm not talking just about. So critics, hold off a second. Now you could call me something else. This goes for every nationality, every person. I see people that they have nothing wrong. They laugh and boast about how they get so much money from, the system, the state. They laugh about it. These aren't non-English speaking people. These are regular people like you and I. So it's 50-50. Trash. Inspector General's office should be doing their job and doing their part and looking into who is abusing and manipulating. That, if that actually happened, imagine if such a thing were to occur, or even better yet, drug tests, mandatory drug tests for people receiving access, food stamps, whatever the hell it's called, SSI benefits. Imagine that. Imagine what would come. We'd save money. And people who legitimately have injuries and real problems could actually get the help they need because they won't say, basically, wait a minute. I realize I'm going off, and this is a subject that I'm actually going to do an individual podcast about because it has me a little too worked up, I guess. So I should probably stop that. But it pisses me off that people buy drugs, use drugs, get high off of state-issued money. The cash option. You could actually get cash from that. Tell me, what's their disability? I know. They have a story too, right? I don't care about their story. I care about the fact that good people who fall on hard times, or brave men and women who have served our country and got injured doing so, cannot get the help that they need because it's too crowded right now. There's a waiting list. But if you're some scumbag that knows how to play the system, there's no waiting list for you, is there? No, not at all. If you're an illegal alien in the Commonwealth, yes, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, do you know that the inability to speak English will actually get you disability? It's considered a disability. Now, people have tried to deny this, but I assure you it comes from a most credible source working for that particular agency. So, if we have a depressed illegal alien, think about how well they're doing, huh? It's, well, how else to say it? It's bullshit. It's flat out bullshit. And people are too afraid to call others out on it. Why? Because you might not be viewed in the best light? I don't know. But people are so afraid to say what needs to be said. Yes, white, black, brown, whatever color you are. Whatever nationality you are. To me, you are all equally parasitic because you knowingly abuse the system and take money from those who deserve it. And if calling for mandatory drug tests before getting approved for such things as SSI, etc., disability, is such a horrible thing, then surely we have lost our way and we will never ever find our way again until we bleed out, until our system is bankrupt, until the well is drained. Otherwise, this gets worse and worse every single day. Number 7. Number 7. This one is pretty upfront, basic, blunt. There's not much more to say about it, okay? Abolish the IRS. The IRS is evil in its purest form. Allow American citizens to keep what they actually earn instead of footing the bullshit bills for politicians. Instead of us paying for failed or useless programs. Instead of us being used to be the quote-unquote sugar daddy for organizations like the ACLU to screw American citizens. Taking our money to pay for state benefits that we ourselves can't apply for, but are being used proudly and proclaimed proudly by those same scum that I just referred to. The IRS, in my opinion, is one of the ultimate evils. Yeah, we've seen the recent scandals of them targeting people. Big surprise. The days of Capone are over. The IRS hasn't done one damn good thing for the American people. People will ask me, do you support the fair tax? Do you support this? You know what? I support fairness. I support the fact that people should get what they earn. What is so hard about that? Banks. I don't think people should, and this, people think I'm crazy for this too. I don't think people should use banks to tell you when you can have your money, how much of your money you can have, how much of a penalty you have to pay if you use too much of your money, or God forbid, go over in your bank account. Yes, I know. Anybody with common sense can balance a checkbook, so can I. But nevertheless, banks to me are just as evil. And the IRS is one of the most despicable, disgusting, vile entities I have ever seen, because they have done so much damage to this country. Abolish the IRS and look at how much money we'll save. Not just how much money we'll get in our paychecks and how much more we'll get of what we actually earn, but how much money we'll save. Dissolve it and put that money towards our national deficit. Watch how it magically disappears. We pay for these vile, despicable, disgusting, cancerous vultures. We pay for them to steal from us. We pay for them to abuse us, to investigate us, to penalize us. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Just my opinion. So, I have 3 more points to go. All right? I don't know how I'm doing to all of you out there. I don't know how you feel about what I'm saying or if I'm making any sense at all to anybody. But nevertheless, I hope you feel where I'm coming from. I hope you understand my outrage and my anger. I hope you understand that these thoughts are basically a product of society. This is what they have made us. This is how they make us feel. This is common sense in its purest form. And people might think I'm an absolute crazy SOB. That's your prerogative. You know? That is completely and totally your prerogative. And I won't fault you for it. But I'm speaking what I know to be true, what I feel should happen, and whether you agree or not, that's totally your choice. So, I'm going to take one more commercial break, one more song, because I hate the actual stock commercials on here. And after that, my final 3 points, closing segment, and I will shut up for tonight. Numbers 10 through 20 come tomorrow night. So, but I need to take a couple minutes to go grab a drink, iced tea, I don't drink alcohol, smoke a cigarette, that I do, and then really lay into the last 3 points. So, if you're listening live, thank you as always, and yet again, I see people are. And again, feel free, chat room, come say hi, little green box, Facebook, Voice of the People USA Radio fan page. like button, share it, be a part of it. Tell me what you think. Tell me I suck. Tell me you think I'm right. I don't care. Show me that you're there, because I see you're listening live, and again, I thank you. Crazy, crazy, crazy that people actually listen live to this at this time of night, or morning, or whatever you want to call it. But I am forever, forever grateful to you all. So with that, one more song, and then I'll be back with my final 3 points. See you in just a couple minutes.
Feel
I feel so much better. Now, nothing's better than loud music in the middle of the night, you know, or the early morning, or whatever you want to call it. I want to make sure that those crazy enough to listen live are still awake, you know. So, that's why I like to play my loud music. Makes me feel better. Anyway, as always, this is Daniel Smeriglio, Voice of the People USA Radio. And notice how many times I keep saying that. I swear to God, I'm still like trained from when we were actually on the radio, you know, our AM and FM days. You know, do the commercial segments, do this, do that, do this. And let me just say this, I absolutely hated that. I despised it. More or less, I despise people telling me what I should talk about and what I should stay away from. So, that's just me. Anyway, I've been going through all my points and my thoughts. Loud ranting. I promise you that the 10 through 20 will be a lot more coherent from me. In other words, maybe I'll be a little bit more awake. And there are some awesome, actually well thought out points. I'll give myself credit for that. Yes, I will. I'll actually give myself a pat on the back for once. But all of these are important to me, and like I said, these things are how I feel and my viewpoints, and it's not for everybody. I'm well aware of that. But for those of you that have stayed with me and those of you that will listen and actually listen to all of it, again, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, we are up to point number 8. Point number 8 is rather simplistic. All right? It's time to kick the United Nations out of our country and tell them all to go straight to hell. The UN has to go. The UN is the greatest mask of evil and terror around the world, and sadly, it is based on our soil. It's time to evict those America-hating bastards. And I think that's rather clear enough, don't you? The United Nations has tried its hand in dictating our policy, dictating our laws, reinterpreting our Constitution. And again, the show is actually coming on, and I've done it before on the radio show. I'm going to do it on the podcast. I'm going to continue to do it. Agenda 21. Agenda 21. Everybody that knows anything about anything taking place, look up Agenda 21 online and be sure to read all the points and all the little things about Agenda 21, and then look around you. Look around you. See that Agenda 21 isn't coming to fruition. See that Agenda 21 isn't already taking over our country. We all know that the UN has tried to abolish our Second Amendment right to bear arms. We all know that the UN decides when and if we should respond to those who attack us, and then inevitably not support us. We all know that dictator scum from around the world that wishes you and I and our families dead, we can't touch, we can't get to, but hey, they come to the UN once a year to address the UN. Safe. They have immunity. Diplomatic immunity. No. To the United Nations, get the hell out of our country. Go to where you truly belong. Go to Iran. Hell, go to Switzerland. Go anywhere but here. The UN is truly evil in its purest form. The United Nations, there's nothing united. It's 3 or 4 countries with all the power in the world that tell us how we should live our lives as Americans, that tell us how we should engage in combat. Tell us how we should go about living our lives. The United Nations is and forever will be shit. Okay? I have to be blunt with that. Absolute crap. They are evil, worthless, conniving, intrusive sons of bitches. They're scum. After World War II, when General Douglas MacArthur was going to go begin the occupation of Japan, he was told, what? No! No, you have to go rebuild Japan. Why? Why? Geneva Convention. League of Nations. AKA the UN in its early form. They decided that, even in wartime, that we should be the bigger person and go rebuild the rest of the world. So, let me ask all of you, and especially to family, friends, etc. in New York City, or let's go back further. Let's go back, to the 40s. Or we could do this with so many different examples, but how many good Taliban people have you seen helping to rebuild what I will forever refer to as the Freedom Tower, Ground Zero? How many Japanese came and rebuilt Pearl Harbor, rebuilt our ships? How many other countries come and do us harm and then do us good after we kick their ass? I haven't seen any. But yet, we have to go and rebuild the world because the UN says so. Something is wrong there. Okay? Common sense. Let's look at the Geneva Convention. All right? All my brothers and sisters in arms that are in the military. Now, if we arrest, detain, or even get into combat, hand-to-hand, face-to-face combat with an enemy combatant, and God forbid, they could hit us, try to stab us, shoot us, kill us, whatever. If we hit them or defend ourselves, well, do you know that you can be arrested because you're violating the rules of the Geneva Convention? Yes. We're not allowed to abuse those that we capture. Okay. Sure, whatever. But regardless of that, it's okay for Al Jazeera to air to the world them capturing Americans, reporters, British reporters, whomever. Men, women, children, soldiers, what have you, diplomats, Benghazi, anybody. It's okay to torture them, behead them, live on television and internet stream for the whole world to see. I guess that doesn't violate the Geneva Convention, right? No, they get a pass. They get a free ride. It's only us. Yes. We have to be held to that high standard because the UN says so. I say to the United Nations, burn in hell and leave this country, because one day you will be shipped out of here. I believe that very, very deeply. One day you will be sent away, and I look forward to that day. Moving on, number 9. Erase the national debt once and for all. I know some people are going to say, how could you possibly say that? You're not putting no thought into this, right? No. How dare I? The national debt. Okay? Listen. 90% of the countries that we are in debt to are also forever indebted to us for their freedom and or their sovereignty because of American blood spilt and boots on the ground. As far as I'm concerned, debt paid. Oh, and it's time to tell China to go straight to hell while we're at it, okay? Why should we as a free country fear any other nation? I know some will list reasons, but save them because I don't give a damn. Again, these are my thoughts and I'm just letting them flow. And as always, if you agree, great. If you disagree, then don't subscribe. Don't listen. I'm not going to apologize for this. What would happen if we took down the national debt clock and told the world we're done? Because who the hell pays us back? Who the hell keeps good on their word? Who the hell actually repays the debt to America? I can't think of many, can you? But yet all the world wants to own us. All the world wants us to bend over, if you will, and pay back every single cent with interest, of course. With interest, because there's a banking international industry here. I just don't get it. Again, how many countries have we saved that were not in the best interest of the United States of America? Let's not pull any punches here. But how many countries have we fought for and given our support, our money, our arms, our soldiers, our everything to? And yet, we're still in debt to some of these places. And everybody fears China, 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 China. Shut the hell up. That, in the words of Donald Trump, who, yes, I would have voted for him if he actually ran for president. But when he said it's time to tell China to shut the hell up already, yeah, maybe we shouldn't be backing down and showing our fear to the world. I know. If we tell China to go to hell, then they'll cancel their funding and then everybody will go broke, blah, blah, blah. It's called independence. It's called being truly free. When have we been truly free? When have we been a nation of independence? Because as soon as we earned it, we lost it. We were indebted. We were owned. We were trading. We were this. We were that. Stop. Stop. One nation independent with liberty and justice for all. Where's the justice? Where's our liberty when we're owned by the world? Where's our independence when we owe the world? We went to war with England. Like I've said this before, we went to war with England. The French came and helped us. We beat the Brits. Then a couple years later, the Brits went to war with the French. They wanted our help in return, but we couldn't do that because we were trade partners with the Brits. Now, I'm in no way defending France because, hey, I'll be frank, I don't like you. I hate you, as a matter of fact. Again, France, a.k.a. Germany, until we save their ass twice, alright? Screw you, cowards. Nevertheless, we were trade partners with Great Britain. And everything was going fine, right? Then, like I said, and those that have heard this before, that whole little 1812 incident happened. You know, whoops! They came, they burnt down our White House, everything else. Oh! Uh-oh. God forbid, huh? How do we respond? Don't worry. We'll reestablish trade with you right quick and make everything good. NATO, NAFTA, all this crap. Tell me, where is our independence? Can you find it? I know that we are the greatest in the world, and we are proud to call ourselves Americans and citizens of the greatest country in the world, but damn it, when will we put this country first? When will we put all of us, we the people, this republic first? When? This is why I'm angry. People don't address this enough. I'm not a very big fan of Ron Paul. I met him, I interviewed him. Nice enough guy. I don't agree with many of his political standpoints, but when it comes to liberty, and when it comes to being owned by the rest of the world, amen. He's right. Rand Paul, right. People that others want to demonize and label so quickly, no, they're speaking truth. It's just not accepted on the right because, well, that would involve going back to our core principles, and God forbid we can't do that. No, we're the new Republicans, where we're jackasses with elephant ears, right? We're no different. We get rich. And then we have the left. Well, you'd think they have some sort of actual pride and staked interest, but no, their party was the first party in the country, so hey, all they did was own slaves, beat people, and establish trade with our enemies, so they don't want to touch that, no, because the new Democrats, no, they're peace-loving and all about equality and everything else, because they switched the argument, so we can't talk about that. And independents in politics, well, they're never giving a snowball's chance in hell, let's face it. All right? Nobody talks about our true independence, our true liberty. And this is why all of you out there that feel the way that I feel, that are pissed off and ready and willing to do something about it, this is why we have to do something. I'm not saying take up arms. I'm not saying have what's that dumbass little thing I saw on Facebook? All armed people descend on your capital on July 4th. Oh, yeah, that's a great way. That's a great way to show the government that we mean peace. Wake the pull your head out of your ass, okay? Idiots. Give them what they want. Sheep. Come on. Common sense. We're not as dumb as they think we are. Okay? Show it. This is why we as a people need to unite and come together for one common goal, saving this country. And we can do it through peaceful protest, non-corrupted, non-coerced, non-partisan, one viewpoint. You know what that viewpoint is? Americans coming together for America. That's it. That's it. Imagine that, huh? Number 10. 1 through 10, we reached the end for tonight. Tomorrow night would be 10. Sorry, well, I could count. Tomorrow night would be 11 through 20. And you're going to want to hear those ones. I promise you. I promise you, you definitely want to hear it. But this one always irks me. Okay? Tell OPEC to kiss our American asses once and for all. We have our own oil reserves and our own oil, period. We allow other nations to drill off our shores, take our oil, then sell it back to us at 10 times the price. Don't you see an issue with that? I know I do. Time for a new direction and a new way of telling these other countries to shove it and say we're reclaiming what is ours. Now, I know some will say, oh, that's a liberal tenant, blah, 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 new energy, this is all other bullshit, all right? Listen. We literally buy oil from countries, and companies too, that hate us. I know, liberal logic, all of us went to war just for over oil in Iraq. Yeah, because we've really seen the effects of that, haven't we? Again, wake up, morons. But nevertheless, we let China drill off our shores. We let Russia drill off our shores. But then we have an American president who want to let Americans drill off our shores. What the hell? Or in some places, we actually do drill off our shores and then sell it to these American-hating bastards. Wake up. My God. You mean to tell me there's not another way? I say we go to Mexico and we take their oil. That's right. Maybe that's being hostile. Maybe it's not just Mexico. Let's not forget Dominican Republic, Venezuela, all these other countries too. So let's say, all right, I won't say just Mexico, but we'll say South America. Why don't we go take their oil? Hell, go to Asia too. And when they want to know why we're coming in to take your oil, say we're going to take a barrel per illegal in our country. How about that? Fair trade. You send us your criminal scum, we'll take your oil. Doesn't it sound stupid? Doesn't all this sound stupid? Again, OPEC is not a good thing. But do you hear anybody talking about oil prices right now? No. They keep going up, but nobody's talking about it. No. We're focused on Snowden and all those other wonderful people out there and, you know, NSA and all this other crap because that's more important. Yep. That's more important. So oil just keeps going up. I know, it's all Bush's fault, but when he left the White House, it was down to what, $1.90 a gallon? So I know, it's all George Bush's fault. Stop placing blame. Stop looking for your proverbial scary figures to say they're the reason why we're paying so much. The Democrats are the reason why we're paying so much. The Republicans are the reason why we're paying so much. The oil companies are the reason why we're paying so much. All these people, everybody else is the reason, but nobody ever truly puts out a resolution, puts out a solution. I don't care if it's wind, solar, rice, corn stalks, whatever the hell else. We have the means. Another thing I've said before to people that know me, I don't know if I've ever said it publicly, but, you know, let's not forget the American Medical Association, you know, and all that crap, all right? So, you know, we have sickness and disease in this country, and, you know, I've lost a lot of family members to cancer. But yet I see these organizations raising millions, and I don't knock their motive. And I'm all for finding a cure to cancer, finding a cure to diabetes, finding a cure to anything and everything that ails the American people. But you know what? Do you ever stop and think for a second that the medical industry gets too damn rich off of people being sick, off of people being hooked, off of people being addicted, if you will, at their mercy? So tell me, I've said this to friends, tell me, we could clone an organ, we could clone a sheep, we could clone a human being, but we can't increase the body's natural production in the pancreas of insulin, right? We can't fix that. No, that's too hard. That's too hard. We can't do that. No cure for diabetes yet, but we're going to keep fighting and keep raising money to find a way. Don't worry. AIDS. I was young. I remember when AIDS really hit hard. It was killing everybody. Everybody that got it, you're as good as dead, right? Now, we have somebody like Magic Johnson, and hey, no hatred towards him, but Magic Johnson, he got AIDS, you know, he contracted AIDS or HIV or whatever the hell you want to call it, whatever. And when? 1990 or whatever the hell it was, 91, 92. I'm not doing fact checking here. I'm speaking off the top of my head, all right? He's got lots of money. He looks pretty damn good, doesn't he? Today, 2013, fine. Everybody else that doesn't have money or resources that are dying from it, don't pay attention to that because it's not real, right? So, do you see the hypocrisy in this? Do you see that there's bigger people, corporations, individuals, whatever the hell, whatever, at play that want you to be sick, that want you to be dependent, that want you to be at their mercy forever because they make too damn much money off of it. Again, that's an example. That's why, I'll be perfectly honest with you, I do not donate to charities like that. I know that may sound harsh. And even though I am a very conservative person, I've given money to veteran charities, obviously. Wounded Warriors, USA Cares. I love them both. I've given money to the ASPCA because I love animals. Doesn't make me a liberal, people, okay? But I won't give money to these organizations that every year want more and more and more of your money to find a cure that they never find. Yeah, I want them to, but I'm sorry. I have a hard time believing that they don't already have that cure and have that means to an end, but they do not want to lose their payday over all of you being sick and dependent. Sorry if I question things. Sorry if I don't buy what I'm told, what I'm shown. If you really want to go down that route, then you should have hid the damn cloned sheep and the damn cloned organs and everything else, because some of us out there have a brain, put two and two together, and we begin to think. That's not conspiracy, people. That's called common sense. That's called answer a damn question. It's called thinking outside the box, using logic. That's hard for some. But for all of you that listen, I know that you know better. So, whether it be the American Medical Association or whatever the hell they're called, or it be OPEC, or it be any of these other organizations and everything else, stop allowing yourselves to be victimized. Now, obviously, we can't when it comes to oil, right? Because we need it to survive. But people, imagine if we had like-minded individuals in the people's office brave enough to challenge these things, to ask these questions, to put forth these rules, these laws, this way. Imagine that. What would happen? Of course, there'd be deniability. Everybody would say, you don't know what you're talking about. You're talking out your ass. You're crazy. You're this. You're that. And I'm sure they'll use the term racist, too. We know they got to throw that out there. You're against oil? You're against OPEC? You're a racist. Oh, God. You don't want to pay money to charities that want to fight disease? Obviously, you're racist. They're always going to use things to try to shut you down if you ask logical questions. Okay? That's my point. So imagine if we actually had somebody somewhere or a grouping of people willing to buck the system and challenge these things, to bring it to the limelight. All right? Imagine that. I guess it's a more perfect world, right? Crazy for even thinking such a thing. But those are my beliefs. I'm just saying. Whether I'm right, whether I'm wrong, hey, remains to be seen, doesn't it? It all remains to be seen. I hope you all didn't find this too incredibly painful. I hope you all didn't really just get that whole little nauseous feeling inside, like, God, will he just shut up already? Again, I do this because it makes me feel better saying what I feel I need to say. And this is all going somewhere. This is all leading to something more, something bigger. There is no self-interest here. And I know a lot of people have said that, and a lot of people use that as a line, if you will. But I assure you that when I say I do this, believe me, I'm paying every month. I'm paying money every month to do podcasts. Why? Because I feel I need to put these points out there. I need to have a conversation with all of you. I pay money to have these radio shows, to hold these rallies, to do everything else, not for self-promotion. No, it's called for the promotion of common sense. And hopefully and inevitably leading to a new sense of unity. Whether you believe what I'm saying or not. And you do your own thing, great. Because all I see now are more corporations, more political action committees, more entities, if you will, popping up every single day saying, oh, we're back again. We weren't around the last few years, but just forget that. We're here now. So we're fighting for you. Give us money. Give us money. Notice how I keep going back to that, how I keep belaboring that point almost as much as I do immigration? Why? Think, people. Why? And since I keep getting sent invites time and time and time again on the liberal-controlled Facebook, let me address this. The March for Jobs in Washington, D.C. on July 14th now is a anti-amnesty thing or whatever it is. Okay. Here. Check this out. Good. Do your thing. We should have had that for years. I find it suspect that people all of a sudden think, oh, something's here. Something's going on. We need to have a march. We need to have an event. Where were you years ago? But nevertheless, I won't knock your motives. Good. I'll knock your underlying motives. All right? I've said it before, and I will continuously say it again. Having an event in Washington, D.C. on a Monday at 9 o'clock in the morning, you know what? No matter if the buses are free or not, American people work. Okay? They don't have the time to drop everything and just say, let's go. Common sense again. But, do I hope it's successful? Yes, I do. My question is, where were you before? And then when I see Numbers USA promoting the event, right there I say, you found your way in, good for you. Make some more money off of what's going on. But nevertheless, anyone marching for the right intent, if you will, in theory, I support you. I do. I'm not just saying that I don't want to go because it's not my event. Just shut up. People who think that. Like, come on, really? How many events I've attended just as a regular spectator, another person in the crowd, another concerned American, huh? Don't judge without knowing. But let me be clear. Because I see FreedomWorks promoting the event, Numbers USA promoting the event, sorry, I will not be attending. Maybe that's wrong. So be it. But I have issues with it. But do I hope it's successful? Yes, I do. Will I be holding my events with all of you? Yes, I will. And do I hope that we actually have a real march in D.C. that isn't just 5, 10, 15, 100,000 people, more like 500,000, million people converging on one? Yes, I do. And I'm not saying that I want to be the grand event planner, if you will. I'm saying more practicality, more thought needs to go into something. It needs to build to something. It needs to be something bigger, something better, something more consuming. That's my point. And I question, again, the motives. It's in the news. Oh, here's what we're doing. Press, websites, permits for DC. They're not cheap. Some things get purchased a little bit too quickly, and I question who may or may not be involved behind it. And then when I see other organizations backing and sponsoring and supporting, I get my answers. So, to everybody who goes, rock on. And I look forward to hopefully standing side by side with you again in the very near future. But for me, as of right now, I will not be attending. Not that that matters to anybody. I just wanted to throw that out there because, quite honestly, stop sending me the damn invites. All right? I promote things that I think are morally acceptable. Remember 1986. Remember 86. That website, group, organization, I support them. Want to know why? Because good people like Brandy Barron, good people like Valerie Roller and George Sprankle and many others are involved in that. And those are good, everyday, hardworking people busting their ass, holding events, holding protests, holding rallies all the time to no media fanfare, no nothing. But they go out there and they fight not when it's popular, but they fight even when it's not in the news. They fight because they care and because they love their country. Something like that, I will always do whatever I can to support. But if something's mainstream, then I'm sorry, I just don't roll that way. So if anybody had any questions or doubts about that, know who I am and what I'm about. I don't do that. Regular person wants to hold an event, rock on. I'll do whatever I can to put your stuff out there. I'll talk about it. I'll rage about it. I'll do whatever you want. I don't care. But something like that seems a little too suspect for me. And I believe I saw Alley Pack somewhere in the mix. And if Alley Pack is attached to anything, I will never, ever even touch that. Bilderberg Group, people. Bilderberg Group. Know your enemies. Because believe me, they wear the face masks of patriots. Okay? Does that make sense? I hope you got what I meant with that. I don't know. It's after 5 in the morning. How the hell do I know if I'm making logical sense? To those listening live, maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But either way, thank you. So, I did record a closing segment, but somehow, some way, I guess I got lost in the shuffle, so I got to re-download that and everything else. And that's good, because that was long, too. I'm going to end this podcast like I always do, by promising to shut up, not delivering, and then 10 minutes after I keep talking, then going to music, and then turning it off. All right, I'll try to cut that down. But these have been my 1 through 10 out of 20 thoughts on how to save America, my viewpoints, my opinions, and my random rantings and oddly placed musical breaks. That's what I do. All of you that listen, you know how I roll. And I thank you all who did listen live, either on the app, on the computer, Facebook, fan page. Remember, on Spreaker Radio, well, Spreaker.com, VOP USA Radio, follow us. On Facebook, you see how I'm doing this shameless plug again? I can't help it. Voice of the People USA Radio fan page. Search it on Facebook. Hit the like button. Stay in touch. Send me messages. Send me comments. Whatever you want. I want to hear from you. Email me. AmericaRisingAgain@gmail.com. Voice of the People USA Radio @gmail.com. I want to hear from you. I enjoy your feedback. On the wall on Spreaker, on the show page, go ahead, leave your comments, leave your questions. I don't care. I enjoy interacting with all of you. And because of all of you, I stay motivated to do what I do and what is to come. As always, I thank each and every one of you for your time, for your patience, and everything else you put up with listening to me. Now, I say this a lot and don't always follow through, and I assure you it's not just because I'm being an ass. Life happens. But tomorrow, well, technically Thursday morning, around this same time, 3:30 a.m., 4 a.m., whatever it'll be, I am going to do part 2 of this, 11 through 20, and I promise you, you're going to want to hear that. It's going to be very passionate. It's going to be loud, but those points are very, very well constructed, and I will say that about myself with that because I'm proud of them. They're logical and in-depth, and I ask you all to please consider either listening, joining us live, etc. Because all of this is for all of us together. It's all going somewhere, people. It's up to you to decide. I say this all the time. It's up to each and every one of you to decide. Are you in or are you out? Are you willing to heed the call to arms? Or are you going to sit by idly and silent and hope for the next pre-scripted, whatever the hell you want to call it, savior change to come rolling in right around election time, and then us being worse off and right back to where we are right now in the future. The choice is yours, ladies and gentlemen. I've made my decision. I made my decision years ago. I'm going to fight for this country. I'm going to fight for what I hold sacred, what I love, what I cherish. I'm going to fight for everything that I love because it's worth it. And nothing can stop us, and nothing can silence us, and nothing will stand in our way as long as we, the people, come together as one. No underlying bullshit, no underlying motives. One sole reason: the love of this country, to save this country, to protect and preserve our rights. With that, I'm going to play a mix of two songs. I thank you all. God bless you all. As always, God bless America. Please consider joining me again tomorrow, this time, or whatever the hell it'll be, somewhere late, you know. I invite you all back to listen, to share this, spread the word, yell at the friggin' computer and say how much of an idiot I am and how much you hate me. Or, if you agree with some of it, share it, whatever you want to do with it. But as always, I thank you for listening. And know that I am forever indebted to all of you for showing me the time and consideration, for letting me have these conversations with you, having these events with you. I am always taken back by your support, by your integrity, and all of you mean the world to me. And I know this is a fight worth fighting. Thank you. Good night. And the first closing song, Better Think Again, that is dedicated to the critics. And after about a minute or two of that, you will hear 10,000 Fists by Disturbed. And 10,000 is rather minor and minute. I'd like to see 10 million fists lining the grounds of our nation's capital and not moving and not relenting until we get what we so deserve. Change, real change, constitutional convention. That would be the inevitable savior of this country. But it starts with you and I. Good night. Good morning. Thank you. I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care.
Digging in deep.
In the first place, we should insist that if the immigrant who comes here in good faith becomes an American and assimilates himself to us, he shall be treated on exact equality with everyone else. For it is an outrage to discriminate against any such man because of creed, or birthplace, or origin. But this is predicated upon the person's becoming in every facet an American, and nothing but an American. There can be no divided allegiance here. Any man who says he is an American, but is something else also, isn't an American at all. We have room for but one flag, the American flag. We have room for but one language here, and that is the English language. And we have room for but one sole loyalty, and that is a loyalty to the American people. Theodore Roosevelt, on Immigration, 1907.